Good afternoon, everybody. This is Darren. I'm just going to let people filter in over the next minute or so, just to start too early. So I will be back very shortly. Okay, I'll just give it one more minute. Still people coming through. Hopefully you're not all melting today like me. Okay, I think we will kick off. So thanks for joining today. So this is the first one of many Scout Navigator Masterclasses. I'll just run through what's on the agenda. So we're going to do a bit of an introduction, a bit about what is Scout Navigator, how to use Scout Navigator to identify new opportunities, how to expand engagements using Navigator. We'll do a little Navigator demo, and I've got a Q&A section at the end and a very small favour. So I'm, as I've already introduced myself, Darren here at Infinigate Cloud. So I'm the Microsoft security lead, but I also look after the Scout platform. I'm joined by Darren Maskell. So I don't know if you can, not sure if you can unmute yourself, Darren. Let's have a look if I can unmute you. I can. There we go. I have unmuted you, Darren.
Hello. Thanks.
Hiya.
Thanks, Darren. Hi. Hi, all. Yeah, Darren Maskell from Surveil.
I'll just set the scene first. So customer loyalty in the Microsoft ecosystem is not given anymore. It's earned every month. So your customers are being approached constantly. Microsoft is leaning hard on direct touch, and the partners who win are partners who can prove value, not just bill for licenses. Scout Navigator gives you that proof. It reads the customer's 365 and Azure estate and tells you, the partner, with data, where they're wasting spend, where they're exposed, and where they're ready for Copilot, and where you have room to add services. What you'll see today is a little bit of a working tour of the platform and 3 plays that you can run this quarter. Hopefully there's a mixture of sales, pre-sales, managed services teams present, but yeah, it's kind of for everybody, Navigator. So pretty much anyone that's got a KPI or a quota or a customer relationship will find Navigator very useful. So as I say, quick word on Darren. Darren is from Surveil, the vendor behind the Scout platform. He looks after the partnership with us. I'll just let you introduce yourself, Darren, and let you add anything that you feel relevant.
Yeah, sure. So I've been at Surveil for 4 years, guys, and I'm a partner account manager. The main platform has been in operation for around about 5 years. Navigator is a little bit more in its infancy. It's been around for about 2 years. It was very much partner led, and it's been built for our partners. Navigator is for a unique tool for you guys only to drive our platform from a cost center to a profit center, underpinning services and driving revenue with upsell and campaigns aligned to Microsoft initiatives. So as we kind of move to multi-cloud and really take our platform out, to the enterprise market, from a CSP perspective, we're really trying to democratize optimization, but bring a whole heap of value with our platform, and we'll come on to a lot of that in a moment around what we pull from from Partner Center and how we really can help you guys turn the overall Surveil Scout platform into a profit center for your organizations.
Thank you.
Back over to you, Darren.
All right. Right, moving on. So what actually is Navigator? At its simplest, it's a partner engine for Microsoft 365 and Azure. It identifies cloud wastage, zombie resources, and optimization opportunities. And at the same time, it surfaces security posture issues. It then packages all of that into partner-led campaigns that you can take to your customers. So 4 things to know. So from an insight perspective, Navigator continuously ingests data from 365 and Azure. Read only. We're going to come back to that in a moment. Campaigns. So these are pre-built opportunity plays. You don't have to invent the conversation. The platform tells you which customers fit which play, and you can tune the sizing threshold yourself. Reporting. So saving time and understanding what's happening across your customer base compared to doing it manually is very useful. And then last but not least on there, democratizing optimization. So Navigator allows partners to deliver true value to their customers whilst driving profitable service revenue. So back to that bit at the bottom there. So this platform is read only. So there's no agents to deploy changes of firewall, no production risk, no apps, no servers. It's just an agentless read only install. That's how we get customers to say yes to a health check inside a week. Anything to add there, Darren, or was that straightforward?
No, and the reporting bit's quite key. So there's a whole heap of reporting that we can look at and really help you guys decipher it, whether that's reporting back to the customer or reporting internally around initiatives and campaigns that you guys want to run. But the reporting is enormous in the platform, and there's a variety of ways with our smart tagging engine, certainly from a customer perspective, that you can then drive that reporting back from a business level perspective rather than talking technology. We're talking business concepts and leading into their own initiatives and agenda that your customers have.
Darren. Right, let's get commercial. So we've got 5 plays here that you can run from Navigator. They're not theoretical, they're what's working in our partner base today. So number 1, I'm sure most of you have done this if you're using Scout. So win new logo business. So you can lead with a free health check. It's a very low commitment ask for the customer. Within days, you have a data-backed conversation. This is much better than a generic sales pitch. Number 2, insight-driven services. Once you've got the health check, you're not selling, you're recommending. So license cleanup, FinOps, security gaps, etc. The data tells a story. Number 3, reduce churn. So Navigator trends over time. So when the renewal comes around, you can show the customer exactly what they've saved and what's at risk if they leave. Number 4, upsell through engagement. So every QBR now becomes a growth conversation because you've got fresh data every time. This last one's a bit of a cheat. It's not actually in Navigator yet, but in the other portal where all the customer data resides, we've got generative AI readiness. So this is the one I'd really pay attention to. Customers are being pressured to deploy Copilot, but most aren't ready. Data security is low. SharePoint's a mess. Scout tells you who's ready and what needs fixing first. And delivers a huge pipeline before it. The featured play on the right-hand side is the free health checks. So what we're saying is run these for all of your customers and all of your prospects. So a new customer takes 1 week to onboard. Existing customers on CSP refresh much quicker. And critically, you can engage Infinigate and Surveil to play back the results. We'll join the call with you, we'll be alongside you, and hopefully that help accelerate that to be a win. Yeah, so Darren, anything from you?
No, that's all good. The new customer analysis, we ingest the data for about a week, and the longer we're in there, the more accurate we become, right? So we're really looking at we're a usage-based analytics tool. So we're a deep dive into what people are doing, how they're doing it, and we're really then pulling back results around security posture, compliance. And some interesting, things around adoption, not just optimization. So trying to remember that this tool is a value-added tool for you to drive a lot of operational efficiencies, and therefore that's why we're trying to democratize optimization, because we see that as a standard, and it's the other value. The additional value is to why your customers will look to benefit from the platform.
Excellent. Right, moving on to expanding engagements. So this is where the recurring revenue lives. So Every Navigator campaign maps to a partner-ready service. So you wouldn't sell all 6 of these. You pick the ones that fit your customer base. So the first up here is Copilot readiness. So this is very fast growing right now. I think Microsoft have made some positive changes around discounts to Copilot and Purview and all that sort of stuff, and customers are generally warming to the idea more than ever. So you know, this is a repeatable service, whether it's a one-off or a managed service. So customers will pay for this because they don't know who should be getting Copilot, and then more importantly, whether they are actually in a safe position to actually deploy Copilot. So that's one. M365 license automation. So this is kind of bread and butter stuff. So this is an ongoing service opportunity for you guys. So this is things like identity cleanup, group-based licensing, ongoing right sizing. This pays for itself in saved licenses in the first quarter. So that's a good one, a very common one. Azure management. So this is for kind of what I would call the kind of mid to large customers. So anyone, in my view, spending more than about 8-10K a month on Azure, because from my experience, seeing all of the customers that I've been in lots of calls with supporting our partners, anyone spending north of 10K a month on Azure are not in good shape. Typically, they're wasting vast amounts of money. This is a very impactful service. EA renewal. I know a lot of the partners in this call today are probably more operating in the CSP license program. Microsoft made some really big changes at the back end of last year, where enterprise agreement customers at the end of their renewal, at the end of their 3-year period, will lose most of their discounts that they had, and their price will fly up. So this is the big one. So there's a lot of you need to be engaging at least 3 or 4 months ahead of that renewal date. Get the right size the licenses, factor in any merger and acquisition activity, front load all the effort, run the optimized state. But your play here, and you should all be going after these customers, in my opinion, is to get them to CSP. As I said right at the start of that one, EA customers are losing their benefits, and CSP is a better fit in most cases. Get in front of these customers as soon as you can, and we can show you how to kind of show the benefit of CSP over EA. FinOps and smart tagging. So this is kind of a foundational one. So you cannot do proper chargeback or cost optimization without labeling up resources on Azure. Most customers that I see have got at least 80% of their resources not labeled, not tagged in Azure. This is certainly a professional service opportunity to help that customer to get into a better state, so that you can then provide them with better ongoing reporting. And then lastly on here, just as an example, a bit more of a niche one, but the merger and acquisition, the divestment stuff. So when these bigger customers end up either merging or kind of splitting out, it's quite difficult to navigate. So Scout has a really great play in there. So that's quite good. So you wouldn't, as I said, pick all of these. You would pick 2 or 3 at most, and then get good at them, and then expand. Anything else to add to that, Darren?
Yeah, so our most successful partners, Swell Scout underpins their services. These are a snapshot of a handful, and I think, Darren, you picked up probably some of the key ones here. But from an operational efficiency perspective, an ongoing development with your own customer from a satisfaction perspective, you can kind of map out a lot of things around security governance, hybrid working with teams, where you can keep your customers steady, operationally efficient, and optimized ongoing. So yes, a lot of these are kind of events. So an EA renewal or a merger and acquisition, for example, they're kind of event based. The platform will pull out and give you guys the data as an ongoing perspective around multiple areas. What I just mentioned about security governance, hybrid working, we've got a massive adoption part of the platform that is obviously a very used area that will enable you as your sales guys, your service guys to drive more data and get that stickiness with your customer by providing them with insights that they can go and create an action or create an opportunity or some training internally, whatever it might be. So the platform is very much designed to kind of give you the data to go and drive those services, and Darren's picked out quite a few key ones here which are hopefully have resonated with some of you.
Thank you. Okay, last one for the demo. So optimizations, cost savings and governance. So This slide is what takes you into the customer. So the three headlines at the top are cloud waste, so zombie resources, unused licenses, orphan storage. We, Surveil and Infinigate with the Scout platform, we routinely find double-digit percentages of spend that is just pure waste. Right sizing in the middle, matching licenses and reservations to actual usage. The data is quite brutal. Most customers are over licensed. It's very rare to see someone in good shape. And then continuous. So this is the real differentiator. So one-off audits gather dust, whereas Navigator trends over time and alerts you when things are, when they drift. This means you can catch issues before the next renewal, not when it's too late, especially if they're on an NCE renewal that's just passed. Then you move into the three pillars at the bottom. These are the three lanes you sell into. So cost optimization, so that's Azure reduction plays, M365 savings plays, Mac governance if these customers are not on CSP. So there's obviously a lot of capability with that within the platform as well. FinOps and governance. So we talked about smart tags. So the real power of the FinOps reporting engine for Scout is that the more smart tagging, the more labeling you do, by business unit, for example, the chargeback and showback is just it takes 5 minutes to get what the customer needs out from a FinOps reporting perspective. So that's quite powerful. And then security posture, and this is my home turf because I'm the Microsoft security lead. So secure score trending, admin and regulatory governance, and Copilot data secure boost. So the last one there, that security posture one, that's the gold one right now. So customers want Copilot, but they're scared of the data exposure. Navigator gives you a measurable secure score that goes up as you fix things. So this is a brilliant story for a board update. Right, I'll move into a demo. I've got to just change my screen.
Just one thing to mention on that page quickly. So I think you mentioned about the saves. Our saves bottom out around about 20-25% average. Basis, whereas Azure, we can look at those saves during term. From a renewal perspective, we always stress that we usually would like at least 2 to 3 months before the renewal, so we can then map out the optimization plan, the processes and the priorities and what's kind of. So we have got things in the tool that will give you as kind of a recommendations planner, so you can follow our recommendations on what to do first, either for simplicity or depending on longevity or how, whether these need to be done before the renewal. So usually 2 to 3 months is about right for us to really take this platform and then make those relevant changes in time for that renewal date, and then obviously once they've renewed, we'll start to set them up within the platform so they can see the ongoing benefits around all the smart tagging and the other features within the platform that we've discussed today.
Thanks, Daz. Right, so I've got up one of the Surveil branded demo ones purely because the demo partner that we've got in the Scout tenant's only got one customer. So these aren't real customers, but they've got synthetic data to make it look like they are. But I'm going to just show you some of the key aspects. So just first up, the easy stuff. When I've clicked on customers here, if this was you and your partner account, you would see a list of your customers. As you can see, these ones have been activated in some way on Scout because they've got a traffic light system. And then these ones down here are other customers that they've got in CSP, but they're not onboarded. But because the relationship's in place with Infinigate Cloud, we would see that you can see all your customers just to kind of give you that view. So this health status here, as you can see, that's the Power BI is okay. There's a permission probably missing on Azure there, but the 365 is in good shape. CSP, blah blah blah. So, but that's just kind of high level, just alerting system. So when we talked about the monetization of the platform, what we're talking about is this campaign section. Okay, so I've just gone into here and you can see there's a whole raft of campaigns. Some of these are in draft and they're not activated. The ones on the right hand side that have got active, they are activated. So I'm going to just show you a couple of examples. So I've got one here called Infinigate Security Campaign. So by the way, you can create as many of your own campaigns with as random logic as you want to kind of drive the service opportunities that you want to see. So this particular campaign here as it says at the top, targets 365 tenants with less than 90% MFA adoption and a secure score below 65. You can see that in the logic here. So those thresholds can be different. Obviously, you can have more criteria in there, but I've just got these simple 2. And if I click on result, I've got 2 of my customers that have got that issue. So this campaign view, just to reiterate, is looking for a problem or combination of problems across all of your customers. So you can see here, these guys have got a secure score of 63.91, so below the 65, and they've got a just under 80% MFA. So in an ideal world, that customer is probably not ready to roll out Copilot because they probably haven't got, enough controls, enough MFA coverage, and all that sort of stuff. Now, one thing you can do on the right, and I'm not going to go into this too heavily today, you can see this projected revenue here. Unfortunately, it's in dollars, but you can create the revenue models for either the professional service one-off gigs that you'll sell or ongoing. So this one has come out as 7,000, right? Just pretend that's less, because obviously it wouldn't cost that much money to go and fix this. But what we can do is we can capture and tell Navigator how much value those services are to us as partners. So, in an ideal world, you'd have a lot more customers with that problem, and that gives you a kind of insight into the service opportunity that you guys can realize as partners by going in and offering to sell your services to fix these things, to get these, in this case, to get them Copilot ready. I'll just show you another one. So if I go into Copilot readiness, I'm trying to get this combined into one, but this one here looks for any customers that have got more than one Copilot candidate. So this doesn't care if they've already got Copilot. If it's found more than one other person that doesn't currently have Copilot, then highlight them. So under here, this customer's got 8. You see they're just at the end of that sentence. This one here's got nearly 1,700. So I'm sure that the salesperson who owns that account would be quite interested in using this platform to uncover why. So I'm not going to go into it today, but from here we would dive into the full platform under Copilot Compass. We would get a list of all of those candidates, by department, whatever you want to do it as. So you can go and have a data-backed conversation. Why are these users being shown as Copilot candidates? You'll have a nice dashboard with a heat map saying this is what your users are up to, Mr. or Mrs. Customer. This is why they should have Copilot, and the ROI it kind of stands up. And so forth. So that's just an example of those. So obviously, as I'm showing you these different campaigns, so if I go, I don't know, Azure Analytics, so log analytics. So this report is to go and check anybody spending more than $100 in this case on log analytics. So these customers are spending that. Now, this is finding a problem across multiple customers. If I click on a single customer and click on this sales opportunity, I'm now focused just on demo customer E. So as you can see here, it's produced a lot. There's 8 campaigns that we've got activated that have been triggered by this customer. So, this is, when I think about this, if I'm a service delivery manager or a pre-sales person or even a salesperson going into a monthly review with my customer, I'm going to want to see this data, because this isn't easy to go and just find by diving into Partner Center or another dashboard. This is a much quicker way of doing it. So I've got, your log analytics are over 2,200 quid a month. Your Azure security cost percentage against your Azure spend is way below the recommended. You've got a hell of a lot of inactive licenses. You've got 69% of your machines can only run or are running Windows 10, etc., etc. So we're using this to kind of drive additional value and potentially revenue. As you can see, one of these things here, the revenue models is actually less than the 7,000 because I haven't configured it properly. But there's a zombie resource thing here. So this customer's got more 65 quid, which is over the 20 quid threshold, and that's the value of the service that you would sell them to go and get an engineer to go and fix that for them. For example, they're just generic numbers. So that's that. If I come back, I just want to show you down the bottom here, we've got these other additional features of wallet share. So if I come into 365 wallet share, because that's what this customer's mainly got, when you have a conversation with a customer to get them onto a health check, one of the things that will normally happen is the customer doesn't fully understand what they got in their environment, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, we got about 800 users or something like that. Well, always the truth, and sometimes it's not intentional. And what this wallet share is supposed to be doing, there we go, this actually gives you a list of exactly what's in their tenant. So, you know, because a customer can buy licenses from multiple CSPs, they can buy licenses on pay-as-you-go and some on an EA and whatever, they can have a combination. So sometimes when the customer's telling you what they've got isn't always the whole truth, and it's maybe not intentional, but you've got a list here of exactly everything that's in their tenant. And if I come out to customer, hang on, if I go back to campaigns and go to the Azure one, it was customer D. No, it's the one. I think it was on one of these ones. Sorry, I'm just failing here. The heat's getting to me. Which one was it, Darren? Copilot readiness? No. For some reason, my internet's not great. I'll just let this load up. Oh, there we go. So customer D has got a lot of Azure. So if I come down to here, same kind of concept. If you've got a customer telling you that they've got, you know, 50K a month of Azure, and that's fantastic and everything, and you run the health check and get them activated, you'll actually be able to see everything that's in their tenant. It's not just what they've told you. You can actually understand what percentage of the business that they're actually, you know, talking to you about and willing to, you know, be honest about. So unfortunately, this is running a bit slower than we need. Let's give it a few more minutes.
We won't be able to tell you who the other partners are, of course.
No, unfortunately.
We'll be able to give you a high-level summary of the financials, so you can see what you're missing out on, and how much you can, how much increased revenue you can go and find.
There you go. So so if I pretend this is one of our partners and they've got 62% of that 500K a month of Azure, well then you know there's another 37% of Azure that they haven't told you about, that you can go and have that conversation, because that's a, you know, if you're delivering great services, you know, by using Scout and all the other things you guys are doing for the customers, and there's another, you know, 37% of Azure spend there, well, that's not bad. That's a good opportunity for you to go and kind of sweep that up. The other thing that you can do within the Navigator portal is this Azure CSP planner. So if someone's on an EA like this customer, what we can do is, if you remember, I told you that Microsoft are ripping away a lot of the discount benefits to stay on EA. What we can do now is we can actually say, look, you know, we know that the customer is probably going to get the only discount they can get, which is up to 5%. Well, look, you know, to be competitive, you need to probably go in at, say, 8%. You can get the Scout Navigator tool to calculate exactly what those costs are going to be if they move all that EA Azure when that contract expires into CSP, so we can actually start giving them that data. So it converts everything, whether it's pay-as-you-go resources, reservations, marketplace, whatever, spot resources, savings plans, and everything, very quickly into that. So I think that is the very quick whistle-stop tour on this. What I would like to add is, this is a demo partner with demo customer data. I would like to book one-to-one sessions, or Darren and I would like to have one-to-one sessions with you all, if you are using Scout already, so we can actually show you this one-to-one and actually look at your live data and actually show you where opportunities that you're missing out on. So we'll get those booked in the near future. So that's the very quick whistle-stop tour. So any questions, if you can just drop them into the chat.
I will just highlight quickly, we do have an M365 CSP planner as well. That's actually in the front end. So we've got something called Contract Center that enables you to move customers from EA to CSP, and we are building that out to be able for you to also move customers from CSP to CSP, so from an alternative partner, and look at their forecasting and their potential budgets for years 2 and 3 as well. So we've got a whole new sort of features coming into the front end, and obviously we're very keen to update you on those coming in, because a lot of them are around AI, and as Darren's mentioned, we've got Copilot in the M365, but we've now got an AI planner and some deeper dives in Azure around some of the new AI engines coming out. So really kind of capturing, you know, people's usage around Claude, Chat GPT, and other AI platforms.
Perfect. Right. There doesn't seem to be any questions coming through, so I'm going to just forward on to the last piece. So I need a quick favour. So we, Infinigate Cloud, are working with Surveil on some quite exciting new features and a slightly new direction for the platform around the lovely words of compliance and governance. So the plan is, high level, is to introduce new service elements into both the front end and to Navigator and the health checks to tell a customer whether they are NIS 2, ISO 27001, GDPR, Cyber Essentials. That's just 4. I think there's about 7 in total. So different regulatory compliance frameworks. And the plan, the reason why I need you to fill the survey out, it will take you about 5 minutes, is to understand which of those are the ones to do first. I think, it will ask you roughly how many customers you manage, what percentage of those are in a kind of, a regulatory or compliance sector, and then ask you some other questions around, in the last 90 days, how many of your customers have asked you about this, just so we can gauge which out of those regulatory frameworks are the right ones to start with. We can't deploy it all in one go. I need a favour from people. For everybody that does it, I will buy them a beer when I see them next. If you can scan the QR code, it will open up a Microsoft Forms questionnaire. It will take you about 5 minutes. So any of those that can be done, that would be very much appreciated.
It goes back to my old point around this has been built with partners' input from day one. So your input is massively appreciated from us in terms of where we're going next, and the security part of the platform is kind of next in terms of what we want to build out. So we really appreciate to get some feedback on how we kind of map that out, and what we putting first things first. Where do we start?
Excellent, thank you, Darren. So thank you very, very much for your attendance today. So 3 things to look at. So if you've got Scout, then go and pick a customer, get them on a health check. I think get all your customers, all prospects, on a health check, actually. Book the readout. We are here, Infinigate and Surveil. We will jump in those calls with you and fight alongside you to help you win that business. And then pick the campaign, scope the campaign. Use the Navigator tool to work out which services to sell the customer. As I say, please contact me and book in the one-to-ones. Darren and I will jump on, possibly with other people from Surveil, and with your customer data, we will show you how to monetize this platform. But with that, if there's nothing else, I think we're done. Thank you for your time.
Good stuff. Thanks, everyone. Oh, question.
Oh, hang on. Tom's got a question. You might have to type it in, mate, because everyone's muted. Let me unmute you. Right, I've unmuted you, Tom.
Sorry, Darren. It was just a round of applause. I just put the little emoji and I didn't mean to raise my hand. Yeah.
You just keep putting the hand on and off to make it look like a hand clapping. Is that what it was?
That was it.
That makes me feel nice. Thank you.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers, all.